Endor, lush with giant trees, running rivers, and bright foliage. To most, it's just another forest moon. But for Imperial ground forces, it's a graveyard. When night falls, patrols vanish, equipment malfunctions, and command stops responding. Out there, it's survival of the fluffiest. These are stories of the soldiers who face the forests of Endor. This is Ewok Hunt, the documentary. Feel free to walk in. Introduce yourself by your trooper number and any nicknames you might have. Then tell me where you were stationed.
TK 42069. No nicknames. Indoor.
Hello. I am TK 3920. Nickname Bext. My last station post was the forest moon of Endor.
Hello, my name is TK341. I was stationed on the moon of Endor.
I'm TK54322617, and I was stationed on Endor.
How would you describe the atmosphere of Endor?
I don't know if I've ever been more scared. It's terrifying there. They're aliens.
The first few days were great. I loved it. It was fresh air, beautiful scenery. Then the reports started coming in.
You think that a forest moon would be peaceful and calm and you'd be under the light of the Death Star too. But, oh god, it's awful.
Well, it looks nice during the day, and it's an absolute nightmare at night.
What is your number one rule of Endor?
The number one rule was that should a comrade fall to a bear or a trap.
Well, many people had different rules. My friend had a rule of don't jump in piles of leaves.
Live. That's all you had to do when you were there. You had to live.
Or be hit by a swinging log, or any of the countless other horrible traps that befell us.
Shoot anything that moves and not white. Ask questions later.
My personal favorite rule was always keep your eyes up.
We didn't have time to pick them up. We just had to keep going.
What was the plan out there, exactly?
Our mission was to guard the shield generator.
There was no plan out there. Dude, we had no idea what was going on.
To keep the Death Star protected, so that it could be used to destroy the Rebel fleet.
So, when did you realize you weren't alone?
Well, at first you think it's just the trees, it's just shifting. It's just the sounds of the forest.
Dude, you could tell as soon as you hopped down into that forest that you were not alone.
Well, we always knew we weren't alone. They told us in the briefing at first, but we were never told what was down there.
And then you hear from behind a tree, from in a little hut or something, you just hear like yub or something, or nub. Everything ended in B, man. Everything ended in B.
The sounds that were in that forest, they're just the dead silence right next to just the curdled scream of someone dying. You could tell that something was in that forest, man. Something was definitely in that forest.
While most Imperial forces have a strong sense of what they're doing, it seems that these soldiers had no direction. They had no idea what would happen on the forest moon of Endor. They didn't even seem to know why. This footage was recovered from the planet's surface. It may give us a clue of how the troopers were feeling and what they experienced during the battle.
So, what are your thoughts on being on Endor?
I think these teddy bears are actively racist against stormtroopers. I think these teddy bears hate freedom and the peace that the galaxy provides. Jesus Christ!
My interview is more of my last words, because they're closing in on our position, and I don't think I'm going to get my free health care. Well, right now, I wish this interview was in a different spot other than death. It's okay. We're
Stand
fine.
up against this wall,
Ewok.
facing the wall, please.
I told you he was deaf! I told
I think we should have listened to Thrawn. I know that's not popular. I know that's an unpopular opinion. Thrawn promised a Star Destroyer per planet, and we could have done it. But instead we spend, what, 6 trillion credits every year to fund the Death Star? And then it gets blown up by some goddamn nerf herder? Like, I don't know what's going on over there.
Ewok, kill a little fucker. No!
What was your first thought when Command described your enemy?
Well, I mean, they didn't give us a huge amount of stuff to go on. Of course, the tours told us that there's an indigenous population.
I thought they were joking. I thought they were talking about a non-sentient species. I didn't know they could think. I didn't know they could create spears and traps and full housing.
They didn't. They didn't tell us they were there. They just said, go to the shuttle, man, you'll be fine. And next thing you know, the bears jumped us.
Well, I thought it was a joke. The joke turned into a nightmare.
We didn't know too much. We were told that we were superior, that we had better everything. But man, they slaughtered us. They slaughtered us out there.
And then, of course, oh god, the firelights. I don't know how any creature can think of doing something like that to a person, but, it's torturous.
Lost tapes gave us some insight on how the troopers were feeling, but their experience will be for nothing unless someone really finds out what went wrong. Was it management? Dumb mistakes? Or was it something else? What is the biggest mistake that people make out there?
The biggest mistake out there? Thinking you can live?
Biggest mistake was being there. Should have never been on that godforsaken moon in the first place.
Well, they try to give the Ewoks a hug. They don't like it. And then they die.
The biggest mistake is going to Endor.
As soon as you realize that you're gonna die, you kind of, everything else gets a bit easier. You know, the tough decisions you have to make, the people you have to leave behind. No, as soon as you're out there, you have to realize you're already dead.
I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be some city. Maybe Sullust. I would have taken Sullust. At least people. There's nobody. There's less people every day I was there.
Do you think Ewoks can smell fear?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hell no, they can smell anything. But they could sure kill you.
I think either they can smell fear, or they have some sort of divine god that leads them to their enemy.
And, well, they knew they wanted to kill us. And in many cases, I think even eat us.
Did you trust the people you were with?
No, we're all pretty much here for the free healthcare, so...
Absolutely, I trusted my brothers. I loved those boys. I loved them.
I don't know what went on up there in the Death Star, but for something that big and for all our fleet to come crashing down, it had to be an inside job somehow.
No, they were not. If we were getting jumped, I was dead.
I trusted him with my life. What I didn't trust was the woods.
This was orchestrated from the inside. There was definitely 100% something. I only trusted people that I came down with, and even then, I always slept with a gun underneath my pillow.
But now it's just me. I've been restationed to mental leave on Tatooine. I'm the only one to make it out of my platoon.
We learned a lot about these troops. Who they are, how they think, and what they thought went wrong. They did service to the Empire, but what did they really think about their leaders after Endor? You were promised glory and service to the Empire. Do you still believe that?
I don't know. I don't know. We were told we were going to go there. We were going to make the galaxy a better place.
Once again, here for the free healthcare.
Glory? What do you mean, glory? There ain't any glory. I came in the Empire to leave my back hole of a planet. I didn't want to have any glory. I just wanted to serve I don't know, maybe Coruscant if I was lucky.
Dude, I saw many things out there, and I don't think any of them amount to any sort of glory. There's absolutely no glory.
And once we got there, we were dropped into a forest full of spears and punji sticks and swinging logs and pain and suffering, and not many of us made it out.
He's just a guard for some stupid senator or politician. I didn't sign up for any of this.
You're out there just trying to live, going through just bug-infested forest filled with murderous teddy bears. No, there ain't no glory in that. No, there isn't any glory.
Who do you hold responsible for the things that happened down there?
Who do I hold responsible? Well, I could say all of us, I guess.
My commanding officer, we threw a grenade in his tent after that night, so it's been taken care of.
I mean, I don't mean to speak ill of the dead, but Palpatine, unfortunate as his passing was, I don't know why his plan involved a thinly guarded garrison on a forest moon instead of just using the Death Star to begin with. I mean,
There was definitely something that was fishy. I don't know, there's something still behind the scenes definitely that was going on. And we were definitely not told all that was happening. So, I mean, I guess whoever was pulling the strings from behind, they were definitely the ones that were responsible.
if it was fully operational, then why not use it, you know?
They always tell us to blame the rebels. I did for some time, but I can't anymore. I blame every bureaucrat in the Empire.
And then I don't blame my brothers in arms at all. I don't blame the commanding officers. They couldn't have done any better. They didn't know that the bears could kill with such force.
Everyone sent us out there. It was just some stupid stinking moon.
That's all we have for you today, Trooper. Thank you for your cooperation. You may leave.